Good morning, everyone. This is Mike O'Malley here with the Hurricane Outlook and discussion for October 18th, 2022, around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We have a lot to talk about today, including a hurricane threat increasing from Mexico. How could it affect the United States? Let's go and jump straight into everything. Taking a wide look across the tropical Atlantic this morning, we notice not much is happening out there, which is certainly good news. We do have a few tropical waves, but nothing expected to develop over there in the Atlantic basin. However, in the East Pacific Basin, there is a system we will be monitoring, and this could become a potential hurricane threat for Mexico, but could also affect the United States in multiple different ways. Firstly, though, there is a tropical wave that is located in the Bay of Campeche right now. It is actually located kind of where Tropical Storm Carl was just a few short days ago. However, we notice that this wave isn't really organized. The wind field is not spiraling inward. And so while we do have shower and thunderstorm activity that will be producing some heavy rainfall and flooding from time to time across portions of coastal Mexico, there's no tropical cyclone threat expected out of this wave. Turning our attention to the East Pacific Basin, we do have a tropical system out there currently. This has now been designated as Invest Area 90E with sustained winds of 25 miles per hour, pressure down to 1,008 millibars. And this is moving off towards the northwest here, and this will become a hurricane over the next several days. That is the current expectation and could pose a problem for Mexico and the United States. If we look here at where Invest Area 90E is expected to track, the forecast models generally take this on a west-northwesterly trajectory and in towards Mexico within the next about 4 to 5 days. And after that, it is expected to weaken across the high train of Mexico, but some of its remnant energy could be carried into Texas and the United States, where it could cause additional problems. If we look here at the GFS evolution of how this system is going to pan out, we notice that it develops a robust hurricane within just about 5 days. About 4 to 5 days, we have a robust hurricane that develops here on the forecast model and heads towards Mexico at this time. You can see on the Futurecast product, this ends up strengthening into what could be even a major hurricane out there that could end up threatening Mexico. We can see eventually here the GFS does have a landfall to the south of Derange there, to the kind of to the southwest of there. And while it will be weakening very rapidly as it interacts with that high train in Mexico, the landfall point will be pretty significant, with estimated wind gusts that on the model at least reach over about 100 miles per hour. So this could be very significant. Looking at some of the forecast wind gusts here off the GFS, we notice that at landfall we have about 100 miles per hour on the western eye wall, and we also have very close to 100 mile per hour winds on the eastern eye wall. So still kind of a symmetric hurricane, will be weakening, but will still pack a very significant punch. Eventually, though, this system is expected to cross over the high train of Mexico, and while it is expected to weaken, some of its remnant energy will move closer to Texas and merge with a cold front. This is going to set the stage for a potential flooding hazard, especially from about College Station, Brownsville, Corpus Christi, and Houston. Some of those coastal communities could end up dealing with a flooding potential as a result of this. We notice that the precipitable water field is expected to expand and intensify. This signals more moisture in the atmosphere and the potential for flooding rainfall. Eventually, though, the system is expected to merge and move into the Gulf of Mexico, where we notice that a coastal low could end up developing. This is not a tropical area of low pressure. However, this will be a coastal low, and we notice that there's still the potential for flooding rainfall all the way into portions of southern Louisiana from this system as well. And then eventually this could end up moving eastward closer towards the eastern Gulf Coast, maybe even Florida and the Florida Panhandle. So we're going to have to monitor this system. Of course, if we do get a coastal low that ends up developing, that will increase the odds for some significant severe weather across portions of the Gulf Coast. So what is to be expected across the remainder of the United States? Well, we can see here in the 384-hour loop, courtesy of the GFS here, we notice that, again, multiple weather systems will be encroaching. There's that coastal low. And again, we could be dealing with a severe weather threat down there for portions of the Gulf Coast states. Just a lot of unknowns so far. But multiple weather systems, multiple shots of cooler air coming into the United States, and this could cause the potential for some snow across portions of the Midwest and portions like Chicago and portions up there towards Michigan and Wisconsin. You can see one of those snow events there. So a lot to watch over the next couple of weeks here. Certainly the weather will be quite interesting. So with that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon, evening. Of course, this is Michael O'Malley, and I'll be talking to you guys again some more tomorrow.